All right, so this is my full review of the iPad 8th generation. Let's jump into it. All right, so design. Now, there's really nothing new as far as design goes compared to what we saw last year in the iPad 7. So you still get that very large 10.2 inches for the display here. And you get this in you could get this available in 3 different colors. You have the space gray, which is what I have here. You also have it in gold and a silver variant. You have the same physical features anywhere from the headphone jack to also the pins for the keyboard. And, same speakers at the bottom and the lightning port at the bottom also. You have an 8 megapixel main camera on the back there and a 1.2 megapixel selfie camera on the front. This is the cheapest iPad, or the most budget iPad you can get from the newest tablet line by Apple. But as always, it's a very solid build. It has a very nice blend of premium to it. So pretty much quality stuff, right? As expected from Apple. Now let's go ahead and talk performance. And this is kind of where this tablet separates itself from the iPad 7. And before we do so, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome of course. If you like the content so far, please do me a huge favor. Hit both the like and the subscribe button there. It's a tremendous help to the channel and I truly appreciate that. So the biggest update to this tablet here, the regular iPad series, is the newest chipset it comes with. Not that it's an all new chip on its own. It was actually first released about 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago I should say, on some of the previous iPads and iPhones. It is of course the Apple A12 Bionic chip, but it is still a major upgrade to the iPad, from the regular iPad line, because that chipset does provide a pretty high performance. And when you couple that with 3 gigs of RAM, performance definitely is flawless. It's been flawless during my testing, which there shouldn't be any surprises, right? Generally, performance is consistent on Apple devices. The UI here is pretty straightforward and multitasking has been just excellent. You won't encounter any stutters or any lags. The tablet handles tasks very well. Navigating the internet, opening and closing apps with no issues. Gaming performs very well here for a range of game types, anywhere from the light ones all the way to the heavy games with high graphics. Meaning that if you are a gamer and you happen to be in the market for a tablet, and let's say your budget is around $300, this guy here should be on top of your list. It plays games, it handles gaming very, very well. So if you're going to be doing a lot more gaming than anything else and your budget happens to be about $300 or a little bit more than $300, this would be the guy to get. Now continuing with performance here, that newest chipset, the A12 Bionic chip with neural engine, actually gives the flexibility to properly run some level of video editing here. The GPU actually plays no games. I did edit and rendered 4K videos on Adobe Premiere and Power Director, and that process was just seamless. So I gotta tell you, you can actually use this as your editing device, well, depending on the type of videos that you're working with, right? And depending on the workload that you are working with, you can definitely use this guy to edit your videos. Now the unit that I have here is the base 32 gigs with non-expandable storage. You can also go for that next tier at 128 gigs of non-expandable storage as well. The display is pretty large, very bright at 500 nits. It's an IPS Retina display as tagged by Apple with a resolution of 2160 by 1620. Watching movies or streaming, different types of videos on here is very, very nice. Except my only gripe is the same thing that I've been singing for the past couple of years since the iPad 6. It's just the fact that the screen is not laminated. I've been saying this for years. The OCD kicks in when I see that there, right? It's a great display for sure, but it's just there. I don't know why Apple just continues to keep it there. And it's a nice display really, but I actually even have another gripe with this display. The tapping sound that it makes when the Apple Pencil touches it when you're writing, it truly gets to me. So those two things, the tapping sound and the fact that it's not laminated, really get to me. But anyways, the main camera on the back here is pretty decent. As I mentioned earlier, it's an 8 megapixel camera. Don't expect it to be an amazing camera, but it does shoot 1080p at 30 and 60 frames per second and will also do 720 at 120 frames per second. The selfie camera is a 1.2 megapixel camera. I guess it'll be able to get you through some Zoom calls or, conference calling or, FaceTime and all that good stuff, but it's just not a great camera. It's pretty mediocre coming from, Apple, especially because everything else or most things about this tablet are so amazing. So surprising that Apple, stuck with that 1.2 megapixel camera for this. Battery life has been good so far, especially for a tablet that hits brightness at up to 500 nits. Light to moderate use got me through every day since I bought it, but needing to plug it in at the end of the day with very little life left. So it does support the Apple Pencil first generation, so not the second, but the first generation, with that kind of ridiculous charging style, but there's a different way of charging it also. And besides that tapping sound that it makes, when you hit the screen, it's a good experience overall. It's a very nice experience. This is a really nice pencil, especially for drawing. You have that, tilt function. It's really nice on here. Plus, Apple did, kind of implement new features with the Apple Pencil, both the first and the second generation. So you do get access to a wide range of things that you can do now with the Apple Pencil, anywhere from, copying or taking pictures or signing documents and all that good stuff. So I am coming close to the end of my review here, and I will put down in the description links to my other videos on tablets. I've made quite a few videos on different tablets, including iPads also, even the iPad Air 4 there. So make sure to check out those links that I have in the description. With all of this being said, here's my take about the iPad 8th generation. This is the best bang for your buck when it comes to iPads specifically. It has excellent performance. It's a fantastic budget tablet for gaming, and it does handle a good level of productivity work with no issues. This is in fact a great introduction to the iPad lineup if you just want to test out that part of the ecosystem. There are a few compromises made in order to create this baby here. Now, if you do want something that would, keep you away from those compromises, the nature of doing that in the Apple ecosystem is to put out more money. So if you pay more money, you can go up, the type of tablet, go maybe to the iPad Air, or if you want to up the storage, you have to pay a little bit more money in order to do that. But the reality is you still cannot expand the storage. But overall, amazing tablet. I'm really still very much impressed. I'm going to pin it against my other tablets, and I'm going to drop some more videos on this guy right here. I hope this was informative. Of course, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And as always, of course, stay safe out there.